Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here. I'm so excited for our evening tonight. We get to spend some time with my friend, pastor, mom, leader, kingdom builder, mission builder. Guys, our double diamond, Rose Parma, has literally came here with such heart and passion to change the world. And I'm going to say one sip at a time. You guys know why I said that. But it absolutely has been such a blessing. I remember, Rose, the first time I talked to you, it's like, do I do this? Do I not do this? And we prayed about it. We talked to the Lord about it, and we came up with the release to do the things that you're doing right now. And I just want to say how much I'm grateful for you, but I want to say, because of you, many people have won at a higher level. And I'm just excited to be able to take notes, to listen to you, to learn from you. So I'm going to turn it over to you completely. And then if you could just close us out at the end. And if some of you have questions at the very end after the recording is stopped, you can do that. But I'm grateful for you and I love you. And I'm going to turn it over to you 100%. I love you.
Thank you. You always do this to me. She really gets me, like, I'm so fired up, and then she gets me in this state where I'm like, I want to cry because I'm so beyond grateful. This is what true leadership is about. Okay. And I'm going to transition into this. Today's title of this training is No Strings Attached. And I want you to just kind of see what just happened. Karen actually leads with that mentality. It's really who she is at the core. She loves people genuinely without any strings attached. And I will tell you, like, she doesn't do this to be successful. She does this. And because she does this, it is actually the result of her success comes from a huge portion of doing the things without having strings attached. So thank you, Karen, for that beautiful introduction. I will tell you that when you give all these accolades, my favorite one that I hear is Mama. Mama, that is my favorite title. Seriously, my favorite title. Coming back from a sabbatical with our family, the Lord has really just been showing a lot of things to me. And that's where this message is going to come from me just coming from a space of overflow. My cup is overflowing. So get ready. The fire hose is on, as always. Okay. So if you have pen and paper, be sure to utilize it right now because I have a list of notes that are right here on my side that I want to share with you. But the first one, before I forget sharing this, Karen shared with us this message, and we're not going to go into depth on what that means, what that looks like. I'm sure there will be a training very specifically on this, but you do need to write this down and you do need to highlight it because it will impact your business greatly. Change your brand to change your life. Write this down, okay? Tuck that one away for later, next episode. But right now, I don't want you to forget that. And when I say highlight it, I am not joking. Right now, if you don't have a highlighter, circle it, put an asterisk next to it, and just put a little note next to it saying, this is going to impact my business greatly. This one statement. Okay. We are always a student first. I don't care what level of success we've ever reached. We are always a student first. Even Karen, who is at the top of this company, is a student first. Okay. We got to learn from the best and we have to really apply the things that we're learning. What does the message, now we're going to transition into this. What does the message, no strings attached, even mean? And I'm going to share a little story here. Karen and I had the opportunity to get on the phone with her. Okay. I always love my calls with her because she pours into me. She's just being her. I have so many mental notes that I'm taking, but smack in the middle of our conversation today, I said, that's exactly it, Karen. It's no strings attached. And we started talking about this, and it really got me fired up because it's how her and I actually both live. We live this way. We live in a way, in a manner that we are going to pour into people. We're going to do the things that we're required to do to build a business. Whether you're building a business, you look at your business as a ministry. Some of you may actually already understand that concept. If you don't already understand that concept, I'm going to tell you right now, every single one of us is on divine assignment to build in the marketplace. And our marketplace is our ministry. You don't need to have minister attached to your name, pastor attached to your name, evangelist attached to your name. You just need to have your name and your name alone, because that's who God made you to be. It's your God-given right to have your name, but it is also our assignment to operate in obedience and see that this is a ministry. Marketplace is a ministry. And how do I even come about thinking about this? We're dealing with people. That's it. What is ministry? The definition of ministry is pouring into people. Okay. So we're dealing with people. When we understand that, when we actually take the concept of our business is not just a business, it's actually a ministry. We are on divine assignment to do the work that we're called to do. Some of us might be doing things a little bit different. And I'm just going to pause for a second. Some of us might be showing up a little bit different. You might be reaching out to people a little bit more. Your conversation, your confidence may change. Okay, I'm going to go back to what Karen brought up. When I got on a call with her, I was making really big decisions in my life. And I don't want to get too in depth with it because it will make me cry. I probably will anyway. But I was making really, really big decisions. And it also meant walking away from income, the only income our family had. And it was also income that was helping support the ministry work that I do. Making this decision was hard. What Karen said is we prayed about it. We absolutely prayed about it. But here's the deal, okay? When Lisa Tarr posted on her social media, she had no idea what I was going through. She had no idea that I was crumbling behind the scenes. She had no idea that I was silently praying for a solution for my mental health, okay? Because I was struggling with a lot of stuff going on in my world. And I was also needing something to help with bringing in additional income that felt aligned to who I was. I was not willing to actually put aside my values, my core values for me and my family to keep making income in the position that I was in. Lisa Tarr had no idea that that's what I was silently praying for. The moment I saw her post on social media, boldly, okay, my yes was all there. I needed the product. I was already there with the product. When I met Karen and I was introduced to several different people and I had that conversation, I realized the prayer with Karen, when she said, let's pray about this, like, I don't want you to make this decision based on, the income or anything. Let's pray about this. That right there was exactly what I needed to hear. I was the woman who was on my knees, silently praying for help. MPG was that help. You people on this screen were the answer to my prayer. Okay? You, Janet, Jennifer, Jackie, all of you, okay? Every single one of you. Kayleen, Kendall, not just Karen, all of you. We are here together as a team to build something absolutely amazing. It is a kingdom assignment. When you flip into, I'm trying to reach a rank, I'm trying to get this amount of income, I'm trying to build this business. Why is my team not doing this? I need new friends, I need a new audience, all the things. That is all negative, 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 negative. If you can flip that into, I am on a mission. This is my mission. This is my mission field. I want all of you to write that in your notes. This is my mission field, and I have a potential solution that can drastically bless people financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and we're bringing this spiritually because that's exactly what we're talking about tonight. The acronym that I use is PMSE. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. PMSE. If you can wrap your mind around building your business with that acronym at the core, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you will actually harness the concept of no strings attached. Okay. I've never met Jackie. Is it Subia? Is that how you say her last name? I've never met her. But every time I see her on a Zoom, she is always smiling. She is always grateful. She is always grateful to be on. And you can just see it. No strings attached. I don't even know where she is in the company. I'm not making income off of her, but I'm going to pour into her because I have no strings attached. I'm showing up. This is my mission field. I'm showing up. Okay. Same thing with my social media platform. Same thing with the people that I'm text messaging to try to get them, inviting them to a Zoom, inviting them to check out. I use a link tree, which is, my little system that I use to share all my, like, how the products work and what the opportunity is. When I share that, there are no strings attached. Okay. If I were trying to prospect Janet Ayala, I see her, I call her my queen. If I were to prospect Janet Ayala, okay, I'm prospecting her. I would love on her. I would love on her no matter what, whether she joins my team or not. I'm just telling you right now, Kylie Rigler is actually very blessed that she brought Janet in, because I tell Janet every time, if she didn't get you, girl, I would have got you a long time ago. Okay. So, no, but I'm telling you, no strings attached. Janet knows this for a fact. We've talked about this. We never met before this company. She actually brought up that she didn't even really know she had flat tire friends. And I said, well, you do now, sister, because I am definitely one of them. I am one of your flat tire friends. Do I make income off of her? No. But do I pour into her? Absolutely. Absolutely. Why? Because I'll tell you, it's actually, I didn't mean for this to go this way, but I'm just going to share it with you anyways, because I just did this with my coaching clients. When I went on my sabbatical, you guys, I went to the beach. Okay. The water is a word picture that the Lord shows me every time. And it's actually really beautiful. It's a gift. It's a gift to every single one of us. Many of you actually may feel very blessed when you go to the beach. You may feel like your creative flow is coming back. You may be feeling like you're refilled, all the things. If you're a mountain girl, maybe it's the mountain and the streams and the waterfalls, whatever it is. But when I'm at the beach, the Lord just reminds me that it is God's flow. This is what he showed me, God's flow. Okay. You give and you receive and you give. It's retriculation. It happens simultaneously. There's no extra strings attached to it. You give and you receive and you give. The waves are building up. Okay. They go and they crash on the shore. They are giving, but simultaneously they're retracting and building back up in reverse motion. And it happens again and again. This is the way God's love works. This is the way when we build business, how we serve others. This is how it should always be. It should always be this way, that we are operating with this beautiful word picture. When you go to the store and you are actually paying, you're swiping your credit card, tapping it, whatever you do, you are actually giving. But what are you doing simultaneously? You're giving the money to receive the goods. Okay. When I pour into Janet and I'm having these beautiful phone calls just because we're sisters in Christ and there's no strings attached, I am also being blessed by that conversation. I am being blessed by it because I'm operating in what God has called me to operate in. She, on the other end, may feel blessed and because she's receiving, but we both get off this phone call and we are both filled up. That is what a beautiful word picture of God's flow. No strings attached. You do the thing because you know it's what you're called to do. I just seen that message from Lisa. Lisa Tar and I will get on calls. Okay. She will pour into me whether I'm on her team or not. Okay. We have been friends for so long. We've poured into each other, no strings attached. Now, how do we apply this to building your business? Okay. I'm going to give you two things to start with. The first one is surrender the outcome. The first thing I want you to do is surrender the outcome. Now, this may seem a little bit backwards because I am also the one that's going to preach to you that you need to know your goals. You need to have clear, tangible, measurable goals. You need to be tracking your numbers. That is still true, okay? And I'm going to bring it all together at the end. But now we're actually going to flip this into your mission filled, and I want you to see how both of them come together so beautifully. Surrender the outcome. And what I really want you to do is understand this concept that God asks us to be faithful with what he is giving us, not to be forceful. We cannot force reaching that rank. We cannot force someone to, be recruited. We cannot force the person on our team that we want these big dreams to happen for them, but they're not willing to do the work. We cannot force that. Okay? We cannot force the income to just drop into our bank account. We cannot force excitement either. We can't fake it. We have to actually just really be faithful. What we have control over is being faithful what is positioned in our hands, what is positioned in front of us, okay? Obedience belongs to us as the vessel. Obedience belongs to us. That is our responsibility. But guess who's responsible for the harvest? That's up to the Lord. We can only do so much. We are only responsible for so much. You've heard this many times before, that you are going to work like it's up to you, but you're going to pray like it's up to God. Okay? This is another way of saying that we have to be faithful what is given to us, obedient and doing what we're called to do, okay, to bring that outcome forward. So God has something to work with. We got to give God something to work with. If we are praying for the business to be successful, what are you doing that he could actually bless? What are you doing? What are you presenting to the Lord? Back in the days, it was like, give your first cattle. So, you're going to slaughter that first cow, right? You're going to slaughter that first cow as that offering. What is your offering today? We don't have to give our cows, thank God. I don't have any yet, but I do want some. Like, we don't have to give our firstborn. We don't have to give our ducks. We don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to give our animals. But what do we have to give? What is your work ethic? If the Lord, I always imagine this, and it kind of gets me back into position of where I need to be. A lot of people will say to me, Rose, I don't know how you do all the things. I am hyper productive. Okay. I am the queen of systems. I am hyper productive. I will show you how to be so productive in 15 minutes of your time. It would blow your mind. Okay. It would blow your mind. I'm hyper productive. But why am I hyper productive? Because I actually imagine, I have this very, very creative imagination. Okay. So I actually imagine that the Lord is right here sitting with me by my desk. And he's like, so what are you doing today? Did you get that thing done that I told you to do last week? Or are you still twiddling your thumbs trying to, make excuses of why you didn't do the thing? Did you reach out to the people that I put on your heart? Remember, I told you to reach out to that lady? Well, this is now the third reminder. I actually imagine that the Lord is right here in front of my face or right next to me because it's his business, it's his ministry. I'm the vessel, I'm to be obedient. Okay, I'm to be faithful with what he is putting right in front of me. Ask yourself, really, you don't need to drop this in the chat. I actually am going to ask you not to answer this question in the chat. But if God was sitting right next to you, would you be proud of the work that you did today? Would you? How you showed up for your business, your team today, would you be proud of yourself? Would you actually be confident in responding to the Lord saying, you know what? I actually did, God, I got this done, that done, this done, and that done. And I poured into this person. I did that thing and I actually feel really good. Now I'm going to go celebrate. Could you do that today? If the answer is no, that is not between me and you. That is not between you and Karen. That is not between your direct sponsor and you. That is between you and the Lord. Because this is your mission field. This is your kingdom assignment. There are other people like Rose Parma that have been silently praying, asking for a potential solution to their health, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. If the Lord put them on your heart, why have you not reached out to them yet? Don't answer that. Okay, you don't need to physically answer that. I want you to sit with that for a minute. Obedience belongs to us, the harvest belongs to Him. We have to give the Lord something to bless. And if you give Him a little, do not expect a lot. Okay. Do not expect Him to make you, triple diamond when you are showing up as platinum material. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink for a moment. Whew. Listen, when I say this stuff to you guys, don't think I think I'm mightier than thou art. Okay. I am humbling myself because I'm preaching to myself too. I am the first person that will look in the mirror and say, Rose, what did you do today? Would you be proud of the work that you did today? Would you be proud of how you showed up for ministry, for your business, for your family, for your team? Would you be proud of that today? And I will also be the first person, like I did today, got all my stuff done, and I was so dang proud of myself. I will be the first person to have my own dance party in my room, me and Jesus, and I will be having fun with it, celebrating everything I did because I'm not waiting for someone else to give me a hand clap. I am not waiting for someone else to give me accolades. I am not waiting for the title. I'm not waiting for the rank. I'm not waiting for the paycheck to hit the account. I'm celebrating the work that I do every single day because I know the harvest is coming. I know that obedience is up to me. The harvest is up to the Lord. My job is to stay focused on the things that I'm required to do without any strings attached. I'm to love the people without strings attached. I'm to show up in leadership without strings attached. I'm to reach out to brand new people without strings attached. I'm doing the three-way calls without strings attached. I'm celebrating my team without strings attached. Okay? I'm tracking my numbers without strings attached. Well, what does that look like? Because that actually sounds a little bit counterintuitive. Okay. Well, let's talk about that. If you are someone who is recognition driven, rank driven, goal driven, if you are accolade driven, that's okay. That's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. That we're going to put that aside over here. The person who is not, that's okay too. That is not a bad thing. Some people, actually majority, do you guys know this? Like I know they give statistics, but when I actually did the numbers and asked my team specifically, how many of you are here for the community? Majority of them are here for the community. Like 80% are here for the community. There's about 10% that will admit that they're here for the money. The rest of them are all here for the product. Okay. Community is huge. So if you are building no strings attached and you're only talking about the rank, get the rank, you're missing out on all that big chunk of your team that is actually not, they don't care about the rank. They care that you actually see them. They care that you actually acknowledge their name, that you know how to say their name. They actually care that you show up and you say something sweet to them or comment on one of their posts every once in a while. That could make all the difference, and you never know when they're going to be ready to build, but they'll be on the product forever. They're going to be your ride or dies. Okay. Don't forget that. That's part of no strings attached. So when I say track your numbers, some of the things that I do behind the scenes that I'm really intentional with is I will print out all my customer list, which is not very big. Most of my people are ISRs, but I print them out. Okay. I will go through twice a month. Every single person is going to get a message from me, whether I'm loving on their social media and then going and sending a private message to them, or I'm straight up sending them a text message, an audio message, or doing a phone call. People will know that I know who they are. People will know that I love them, and I'm always doing a check in. It is not always about business, it is about life in general. Okay. One of them is going to be a life in general. If they are, if we have like a new product that's coming out, change your brand to change your life situation, then we're definitely going to talk about product, right? There's going to be one of the messages that in that month that will be a product. I will typically do a recording. I will do a little video. Oh my gosh, something is coming and you want to be the first to get your hands on it. I had to send this little message to you so that you could see it. And I would do a little snippet video that's like less than a minute. Every single person in my team, whether they are still in the product or not, is going to get that video with a typed out message telling them how much I appreciate them. No strings attached. No strings attached. They need to know that I know who they are and I love them. No strings attached. Okay. Um,
No, no.
okay, so let's see. Would I still show up if no one applauded me today? This is the question that I want you to ask yourself. It's kind of one of those like real eek that kind of hit hard, for some people, but for some people, they'll be like, I don't need applause. I don't care. If you actually thrive off of accolades, recognition, all that, it's not bad. That is not bad. There's a lot of people that do. Just ask yourself, though, would you still show up if no one applauded for you today? Now, the answer for me, I'm going to tell you is I don't care what people think of me. Y'all know this about me. I'm very transparent. I do not sugarcoat anything. I actually show up on social media and I share whatever I want. Sometimes I get one view, sometimes I get 1,000 views. I don't care. I'm not there for the views. I'm not there for accolades. I do not care. What I care about is that people know that I care about them. That's it. No strings attached. Okay. We are building relationships. We are not here to build transactions. They are not a transaction. They are a human with a soul. Okay. They're going through life just like you are. We're not here to build transactions. That person that just joined your team, they're not 200 points. That's not their name. They have a name. They have dreams. They have a mission. They have a vision. And if they don't, you're probably in their life to help them dream. Think about that one. How many people do you know that lost the ability to dream because life just beat them up? Some of you on the line today, that's why you're here, because it's actually fun to be around people that dream, that are ambitious, that have goals. And this is not like age specific. I don't care what age we are. We should all be dreaming. Some of those people that are on your team may not know how to dream anymore. Life may have lifed them up, and it's time to help them out. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, no strings attached. We have to steward what's right in front of us. Sometimes you'll hear me joking around saying, I need a new audience. I need a new audience. Okay, sometimes that's a joke. Sometimes I really do feel that way. Okay, full transparency. Okay, some of you feel the same thing. Okay, I'll be the one to say it for you. Okay, but don't forget there might be a Rose Parma in your audience that is silently praying on her knees. There might be a mama in your audience that cries herself to sleep at night. You just don't know. Okay, don't forget that. Who's right in front of you? God, show me. Put them on my heart, put them on my mind. Your job is to be obedient. Reach out to them. I don't care what message you send them. I will I will literally take my last breath saying, I know this may sound random. Have you heard of MHE3? Question mark. Okay. That is like literally why do I say that? Because it's what Karen Ford said to Allison, and I'm not gonna try to reinvent the wheel. Okay, it worked, and so I took it and I ran with it, and I still to this day, okay, am going to use it. Okay. You may switch it up and be like, so if you could just change your brand to change your life, would you do it? Question mark, like it could be something simple like that. But it's about us being obedient, no strings attached. Now, here's another one that I want you to write down. And this is another like highlight this sucker up. Okay. Stay free from comparison. Stop comparing yourself to the person who got to this rank this fast. Well, so and so did it. And I'm like a year and a half in and I haven't even got to this. Stop it. Stop it. You're not that person. You don't know how many years they've been in this industry. You don't know what they've done to get that following. No, stop it. Get out of their mission field and get in your own, sis and brother. Get out of their mission field. Okay? Get in yours. Get in yours because you may be missing the mark. They're in your mission field. They're already there. This business was already given to you as a gift. It is already a blessing. They're already there in your field. Okay? They're already in your field. Give God something to work with. If He put them in your field, they're there for a reason. Love on them, no strings attached. Share with them, ask them the question. Let God bring the harvest. You got to be faithful with what is right in front of you. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to give you three more actually, because I don't want to miss these. Build to overflow, not exhaustion. This is one that God really, really honed in on me, especially on our sabbatical, as I'm literally standing there with my hands in this clear, beautiful ocean that was warm, and the sand is like powder white, fresh sand. My children are around me. It's absolutely beautiful, breathtaking beauty, and God is showing me His flow. Build to overflow, not exhaustion. You are not to be exhausted. I didn't give you this mission field to be burnt out, stressed out, and exhausted. I gave you this mission field to operate in overflow. He kept showing me this over and over and over again. So I made the intentional decision that I need to go to the beach more often. Okay. So that's my takeaway. We're getting to the beach more often. Build to overflow, not exhaustion. Okay. If you are in a space where you are feeling burnt out, stressed out, overwhelmed, exhausted, if that is coming out of your mouth or you're thinking it, take a pause, take a step back. Okay. Karen and I have conversations all the time, and she helps me with this. Okay. She speaks life into me with this too. It's like, okay, so what are we doing? Where are we putting our time? Okay, where are we putting our time? What is being productive? We have to always remind ourselves, what is our income producing activities? Where are we being productive? Who really wants to build? Pour into the ones that want to build, love the ones that don't. Okay, just keep loving them. You love everyone, but you're going to pour into the ones that want to build. Okay, the other thing is we're sowing generously without strings attached. We know the parables of the sower. Okay. We're sewing in, no strings attached. Remember, obedience is up to us. The harvest is up to God. So keep sowing, keep sowing. Now, I'm not saying necessarily financially. I mean with your time. I mean with your efforts. Okay. Who are you reaching? Like if you have told yourself that reaching out to 10 people a day is good, how can it be great? What can you do to make it great? If it's your mission field and God is sitting right next to you, is good enough? If you're praying for the harvest, is good enough? Or is great really what we're striving for? Without exhaustion, right? Without exhaustion. There's a way to do it without exhaustion. Okay. The last one I'm going to leave you with is track your numbers. This is your input. We're tracking our input. When I say track your numbers, okay, yes, we have the rank, we have the, how much volume is coming in, we're watching our team and yada, 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 watching all the ranks, all the things. What I really, really want you to track, if you could be so diligent for all of July, all of August, and all of September, give us 3 months, 3 really solid months of doing this, being obedient in your mission field, and you're tracking your input, and that's the thing that you're tracking. That's the main thing that you're focusing on. You will be amazed at what transformation your business has when you're tracking your input. Because what it will do, if you take the concept of obedience is your responsibility, and this is your mission field, we're operating only with that in our mind. God's sitting right next to you. Your input that you're actually doing now is really not what you want to be doing. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this totally aside and I'm going to give you an example that's not MPG related just because I want you to see. I will be the first one to pull the curtain back, okay, to show you really what's happening. And don't judge me for this. It is being recorded. Okay. So I have a women's conference that I'm putting on in Knoxville, Tennessee. Actually, Debbie's going to be joining us. I'm so excited about it, okay, because she's out here with me. So I have this women's conference that I'm putting on. Guess when it is? It's August 1st. And what's today? It's like the 7th of July. Guess when I posted the flyer? Today. When should I have posted it? Probably like 2 months ago. Yeah, probably. If I was really on my game, I probably should have posted it 2 months ago. But guess what I did? I twiddled my thumbs. Why? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we going to pack the room? I'm getting in my own head. How is this? How are we going to get all the tickets? How are we going to do this? Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. All the things, life is happening, this and that, right? All the excuses because I'm making the excuses up. They're all valid because I'm the one that made them up. So I'm justifying them, right? That's what we do. We make up excuses, then we think they're all valid, and everybody should believe that our excuses are valid. But every single one of you are looking at me like, yeah, you probably should have promoted this conference 2 months ago. So instead, last night I sat with the analogy that the Lord is sitting right next to me. Okay, God, I'm going to do the thing. I wrote out my list of all the people I was going to message. Okay. And I'm going to ask them to help me promote this thing. I have a huge team out here of ministry. Okay. So I sat down today with my phone, getting ready to message. Guess what I wanted to do? I wanted to go on this 5 acres of land and count every single blade of grass in front of me instead of messaging those people. I wanted to go play with my ducks, play with my kids. I wanted to go meal prep for 20 days. Okay. I wanted to do everything but that. Why? I'm super excited about this conference. I love ministry. I love pouring into women. It was just this thing that was like this monotonous task that what if they don't receive it well? What if they don't? What if they, what if they, what if they? And then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm doing that Zoom tonight, no strings attached. So I sat down with my phone. Debbie got the message, and I literally messaged 25 women that are on my ministry team, got it done. And guess what I did next? This is what I'm going to encourage all of you to do. I'm not going to do it right now in front of you because it's being recorded, but I stood up and I had my own little dance party, shaking my butt over here, having fun. And I was like, look at me go, look at me go. And I actually was clapping for myself. I wasn't waiting for anybody else to clap for me. This is how we need to be showing up for our business. And how long did it take me to do it? 20 minutes. It took me 20 minutes to do this. If you take 20 minutes out of your day, sit down with your phone, message those people, 20 minutes, get it done, get up and celebrate to help those positive endorphins flow through your body, no strings attached. Get it done. Celebrate. Then you move on to the next thing. You will actually go to bed feeling so accomplished every single night. Because again, You don't know who is silently praying. You have no idea. You guys, I was a mess before coming here. I was struggling hard. Karen knows this. Lisa Tar knows this. I was struggling hard. Lisa did not know until I actually shared with her. And we both had this crying session on the phone. I will never, ever, ever stop thanking Lisa for sharing this opportunity with me. She changed my life. Who are you going to bless? That's what this is about. The blessing gets to be multiplied over and over and over again. Surrender the outcome, no strings attached. Love the people. Offer what you have to the people. Work this business like God is sitting right next to you. This is your mission field. He gets to bring the harvest. You do the work in obedience. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. We all get to win. We all get to rise together, okay? Everybody drop in the chat, we rise together. That's what this is about. Okay, I hope all of you had a lot of notes to take. We'll go ahead and stop the recording and I'll